The European Union is a global player. We should be even stronger global player in the future. Our partners in Africa or elsewhere, they don't want to be subject of aid. There's a huge need for investment. We still have some work to do in order to meet the 300 billion euro target. We Europeans, we use our taxpayers' money.
Shouldn't the European Union in that case just simply keep its nose out of this? So you have been travelling the world, you are still travelling the world under the banner of Global Gateway. It's seen by the rest of the world or by journalists like me as a bid to rival China's Belt and Road Initiative. What is the European Union's pitch to countries that are seeking investment? What's your added value?
Through the Global Gateway investment strategy, we want to accelerate green and digital transitions globally. So we have an objective to boost investments up to 300 billion euro by the year 2027. So far, if we look at the statistics between 2021 and 2023, we have already boosted investments up to 179 billion euros. So we are focusing on 5 different policy sectors in energy, but also our transport, digital, as well as education and health. So not only hard infrastructure projects, but also soft connectivity, enable environment, as we want to say. And we don't want to create new dependencies. We really don't want to do that. Instead, we want to create mutually beneficial partnerships. So we really want to strengthen the resilience of our partners in the Global South. We want to improve their self-reliance, and we want them to become strategic autonomous, as we also want to be in Europe. So this is what the Global Gateway is about. It's very much respecting high quality standards in terms of environment, but also social standards. And this is also something which is very much appreciated by our partners in the Global South.
Is it really appreciated? Because I know if you're a country trying to develop rapidly, what you need, what you might be looking for is cash quickly. European Union funds often come with strings attached. We're talking about labour rights, we're talking about environmental standards. When you're trying to compete with the likes of Chinese investment, that might not be so much of an issue there. So is this kind of a lost cause for the European Union?
Well, one might say that the European Union is not the fastest partner. We are not the quickest one, but we are the most reliable one. So we are the reliable partner, and we want to, we really want to develop our societies in Europe, but also in our partner countries in a sustainable way. And it means that we have to respect human rights. We have to also respect environmental standards, as well as, of course, social standards. And what is important for us is really to create also local value. We want to create national and local value. We want to support our partners to develop their value chains, to industrialize their societies. So when it comes to critical raw materials, for instance, which is in there, I would say, very much on the agenda of our partnerships with 14, 15 countries across the world, yes, we need critical raw materials and minerals for our green transition in Europe. That's the fact. But on the other hand, our approach is not only extract and export those minerals to Europe. Instead, we also want to develop our partner countries' societies and ecosystems by providing, for instance, technical assistance, strengthening their administration and governance and capacities, by training the workforce, but also then bringing the investments in infrastructure, for instance. So it's very much holistic 360 degrees approach, and this is something which is very much appreciated by our partners.
You said not the quickest partner, also not the partner with the most cash to offer. Let's be clear here, this Global Gateway Initiative, we're talking about a few $100 billion. It's dwarfed by China's Belt and Road Initiative offer, is that not correct?
Well, if we look at, for instance, Africa, which is of course our main geographic priority, because it's the continent of 1.3 billion citizens. 65% of the citizens are below 35 years old. And we know that there the needs are highest. The European Union, so Team Europe, the Commission, but also our 27 member states and our financial institutions, we are the biggest ODA provider to Africa. We are still the biggest investor in Africa. We are still the biggest training partner to Africa. So I think from that perspective, our partnership with Africa is very strong. But it's true that Africa is also a geopolitical hotspot in a way, so that many actors are present in Africa, and that's why we also have to improve our partnership with Africa, and this is what we do through the Global Gateway. And by the way, one of the outcomes of the AU-EU summit in 2022 was precisely a commitment from the European Union to invest in Africa by the year 2027 with 150 billion euros. And this is what we do through the Global Gateway. We have to recall that the aim of the Global Gateway investment strategy is really to meet the investment gap which is existing in the Global South. So there is a huge need for investment. And this is what we try to do through the Global Gateway, so that we really want to invest in energy. We want to invest in transport and digital infrastructure. And we really want to offer our investments in order to meet that investment gap. So increase investments which are very much needed in order to achieve those sustainable development goals. And of course, the whole strategy is based on these very high quality standards. And in many cases, if you look at those 225 different Global Gateway flagships which are adopted, and most of them are already ongoing in different parts of the world, European companies are very much involved in those initiatives. So I would say that from that perspective, we have really done, so the progress has been made. 179 billion euros worth of investments have been mobilized. But of course, we still have some work to do in order to meet the 300 billion euro target.
You've talked a lot about a paradigm shift, and it does seem, from an outside perspective at least, that development funding, so pure development, is becoming much less attractive or important on governments' agendas. And it seems that, for example, with this Global Gateway initiative, you have to kind of rebrand, revamp development funding with this geopolitical angle. Now, critics say that's essentially moving away from pure development into the EU pursuing its own interests. The European Union might, for example, be interested in investing in training engineers so that more clean energy can come to Europe in future, but not necessarily really looking at what the country itself might need. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, based on my discussions with several political leaders and different stakeholders in our partner countries, because I'm responsible for 126 countries, and I always, when I travel, I'm not only meeting, I don't only meet leaders, presidents, the ministers, but also youth, young people, civil society representatives, as well as business representatives. And I would say that my takeaway from these meetings is really the message that our partners in Africa or elsewhere, they don't want to be subject of aid. They are very tired of this kind of donor-recipient relationship. What they want is mutually respect. They want to be treated as equal partners. And this is precisely the aim and the DNA of this paradigm shift. That indeed, we Europeans, we use our taxpayers' money for this relationship, for these partnerships. So I think it's very understandable and very natural that actually we also demand some accountability, how the money is used, what kind of results are achieved. But on the other hand, we definitely want to listen to our partners. We want to know what are their needs, what are their concerns, what are their requests. And based on that consultation and dialogue, then the partnership is built on and the plans are developed.
And the other criticism is that countries that are seeking investment want investment. They don't want politics. They feel perhaps caught in the middle of a big global rivalry between the United States and China, and shouldn't the European Union in that case just simply keep its nose out of this?
No, because I definitely see that the European Union is a global player, and I think we should be even stronger global player in the future. It is true that we are living in a geopolitical competition, and as I said in the beginning, we don't only face the battle of narratives, but we also face very much the battle of offers. And our partners in the global south, for instance in Africa, they don't want to choose sides. They want to stand by their own feet, and
But you're asking them to choose sides, essentially, aren't you?
No, because of course we offer them our partnership, and then they can choose whether they want to partner with us or if they want to partner with some other actors, and they are allowed to do that, and we respect that. But of course, when they partner us or if they choose us as to become their partner, then of course we expect them to stick to our values and also respect those issues and which are important for us. For instance, high quality standards. But definitely, we don't force them to choose. That's their decision, and we respect that. And I think this is the name of the game today.
You say you don't want to create new dependencies. Concretely, do you think that is what China is doing?
Well, I would say that one could draw that kind of conclusions, because if you look at the debt levels in many African countries, unfortunately they are very high. And if you look at the reality in many countries, even 60% of those countries' revenues, actually those revenues goes to debt servicing, and the main creditor is China. So of course, one could think that that is a kind of a dependency which is unhealthy.
Jutta Urpilainen, European Commissioner for International Partnerships, thank you for speaking to DW.
Thank you very much.